Isn't traveling fun? Visiting a whole new city maybe you've never been to before, and you look at a map or your GPS or the street signs and you see street names that you can't even pronounce. And that's just here in North America. Imagine going to other countries. Or of course there's cities where there are alphabet or numerical streets. That makes life nice and easy, but not here in Greater Victoria. In fact, here in Victoria, there are a few family names here. And of course, there is a lot of influence with First Nations and a lot of culture with names or some of the locations and areas here. So what I want to go through with you today is speaking like a Victorian. And I'm going to review a number of street names and municipality names here just to see, you know, how are you pronouncing it? How are you doing? Now, I'm not a linguist. I'm not an expert. I'm born and raised here in Greater Victoria. I have sold homes on pretty well all the streets or the neighborhoods or areas that I'm talking with you here. So the clients, the homeowners, the people that live on the streets, they have their pronunciation as well too. So let's go through this and see how we do together. We're doing this alphabetically. This one here, this is a street, by the way, beside the Jubilee Hospital. It has been, I've heard it pronounced Adanac, Adanac. The locals call it Adanac Street, which, by the way, incidentally, is Canada spelled backwards. Adanac. This is a street that cuts across Oak Bay and Saanich. I have heard Allenby. It is Allenby. Allenby. There's an Allenby Park, in fact. I didn't really realize this is. I think this is it's a specific tree, specific to the region here or BC. I did hear an American client pronounce this as Arbutus, a little while ago. This is Arbutus. Arbutus. It is a tree. I had this one just the other day. Somebody was, because there are businesses here, somebody was asking me about Boleskine Street. Boleskine. I'm like, what? Where is Boleskine? This is Boleskine. Boleskine. Okay, this is a little more common, and I don't think it's too much of a problem. I've heard Broughton. It is Broughton Street. It's right downtown. This is so the real estate company I used to work for was named this. It is a region here in Saanich. It is also a college. One of the campuses is right behind me here, and there's another one out at Interurban. This one here does give a lot of confusion. So I've heard this as Camosun. Camosun is the most popular one. It is Camosun, as in Camosun College. A colleague of mine used to pronounce this. I don't know if he was joking, maybe he was, but he always did. He pronounced this Covey. It's Colville. It's a famous castle here, used a lot for things like filming movies and all that. It's got a storied history. I've heard this pronounced Craigdarroch or Craigdarroch. It's a complicated one, but it's Craigdarroch. Craigdarroch Castle. Oh, here's a popular one. This is gonna be, nobody's gonna be right or wrong over this one because this is definitely a regional one. We know people are from the east when they call this Dalhousie Street in Oak Bay. Dalhousie is typically the way we hear it. Dalhousie. This is another name. I've heard this one strangely. Finlayson. I don't know. There's no extra A. It's like relator. It's Finlayson. How have I heard this one? There's just a lot of confusion here. because there's not a lot of vowels. This is Lekwammen. 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 I have heard this one. Lotbiniere. 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 We've heard it. Lotbiniere. 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 Or Lotbiniere. Maybe you can let me know how you would pronounce this one. It's a short street. Oh, this is one of my favorites. So when you're in your GPS and you're getting your verbal instructions in your car, that's always a fun way to listen to pronunciations as well too. This is one of the main streets here in Victoria, and my car pronounces it Quadra. Quadra. It's like there's apostrophe in there or something. No, it's Quadra. Quadra. Quadra Street. Quadra Village. Quadra. Not Quadra. Sounds Klingon. Quamechin. I've heard Quamechin or Quamchin. Quamchin. It's Quamechin. Quamechin. This is a town, you know. I have a friend who came from this town. I've also heard this street pronounced Quesnel. 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 It's Quesnel. Quesnel. Another one down in the Inner Harbor. This is where there is a number of condos. I've heard Saghalie or Saghalie. This is Saghalie. 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 And where Saghalie is in an area called this, which I've heard pronounced as Songhees. The Songhees. This is the Songhees. The Songhees. There was a killer whale that, of course, had a storied history. This is one of the streets in one of the areas here in town. I've heard this pronounced as Tillicum. 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 This is Tillicum. Tillicum. This is a fun one because the reality is I think we pronounced this one wrong. If you've ever watched Fawlty Towers, you know, with Basil Fawlty, with the amazing John Cleese, Fawlty Towers was in a place called Torquay. Torquay, because the Q-U-A-Y, like a key, right? Torquay. However, we pronounce this street here in Gordon Head, Torquay. Torquay. Which is kind of interesting because there is a street in View Royal called, spelled similarly with an N. It's Norquay. People call that one Norquay instead of Norquay or Norquay. It's confusing. Anyways, we could be pronouncing this one wrong as local Victorians. You let us know. This is Torquay. I heard this one wrong, incorrectly pronounced for the first time just a couple of months ago, and she pronounced it Vanalman. Vanalman. It's a family name here, I believe, and it's Vanalman. Vanalman. Vanalman? There's another family name, and this is one that, what have I heard this pronounced as? Vantreight? Vantreight? It's Vantreight. The Vantreight family came here in the late 1800s, I understand. Here is another name in central Saanich, Veyaness, I've heard, which was kind of strange because it's not spelled like that at all. This is Veyaness. Veyaness. So we're going to go now and going to wrap up into our municipalities. So the first one here is where the Pacific Navy base is located. It's right outside of the Inner Harbor in Greater Victoria, Victoria proper, sorry. People often pronounce this as Esquimalt or Esquimalt. This is Esquimalt. Esquimalt. It's a lovely area too, by the way. The mayor often says that as long as you get elevation, any area in Esquimalt gets ocean views, and I tend to agree with her as well. This is another municipality, and I've heard this pronounced Metchosin. Metchosin. It is Metchosin. Metchosin. And of course there's this, because this is the largest municipality in Victoria. There is the proper, there's a central version, there's a north version. It's where most of the properties in Greater Victoria exist. I've heard this pronounced Saanich. Saanich. This is Saanich. It is Saanich, the municipality of Saanich, Central Saanich, and North Saanich. And of course, Saanich itself in the real estate world is split into Saanich East and Saanich West. So it's Saanich. Saanich. This is probably the most common one. This is just outside the West Shore, outside Langford and Metchosin. This is often pronounced Sooke. Sooke. It is actually Sooke. Sooke. Kind of as spelled, I guess. Sooke. So there we go, folks. A little bit of pronunciation of street names and municipalities here in Greater Victoria. How did we do? You let me know if you've got other thoughts or if there are other streets here that you're curious about, and I'll reach out to people who have a better idea. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.